Well, I'm in Lake Mary, and Lori set up a cool interview in a seafood place. So we're here today in Lake Mary at Lighthouse Seafood, and we're gonna meet a guy named Tim. So let's go in and see what he has going on. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking time and showing us what you got going on here. Do you have enough time to show us?
I do. Come on back.
Nice. Okay.
This is just our case, Tony. We started out as a fish market. Okay. And actually started our 19th year in January. 19 years. Right here
in Lake Mary.
In this building.
19 years.
19 years ago.
Unbelievable.
It was, we started, my mom, my wife, my sister, and myself started in a just 1,400 square foot of building. Had two cases, 16 feet a case, and we just, you know, grew from there. You know.
And is this all you know, huh?
Well,
fish market.
That's not how I started.
Okay. Okay.
But I came out of the marine industry is actually what I came out of. Okay. So I was in the boat business for many, many years, 20 years. Got burned out and said, I'm going to open a seafood market in Lake Mary.
And what did you know about seafood?
I used to fish a lot. I commercial fished a little bit. Okay. And I grew up with the Penders in Jupiter, Florida, and they had fish markets. They're from the Bahamas. And they had fish. They had the only fish market in Jupiter, Fish House. They used to bring all the fish to Penders, and Penders would ship it out all over the country. So I was always around it, and we decided, I decided, I'm going to try this. And everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy,
I would be too. Where do you start on something like this? Go catch some fish and throw it in a thing of ice and go.
Actually, that was the plan in the beginning. I'm going to go catch fish, but that didn't work out very well. That's a whole, as you've been seeing as you travel, that's a whole different game. The fishermen earn every penny that they make. It's a hard job, and I commercial fished for a couple of years on and off, king fishing mainly, and it wasn't for me. Really? Yeah, I love to fish.
And you did it for 2 years?
I did it for a couple of years. Yeah, back home in Jupiter, back in the 80s, and that's what kingfish was, 75 cents a pound, $1 a pound. That's what the fishermen were getting, I have several guys I have one of my best bottom fishermen, Robert Welch. He's now king fishing because they closed snapper on the Atlantic.
And Tim, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right.
But when you say bottom fish, what are you saying?
Snapper, grouper, all your really high-end table fish, your scamp groupers, your vermilion snappers, your yellowtails.
And they're called bottom fish? Bottom
fish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, you usually you're fishing on the bottom for all those fish. So it's bottom fishing. Okay. It just evolved, and then my mom always wanted to put in a restaurant, and she actually worked with me till she was 87. She's 93 today. Oh, but
tell your mom
she made all
happy birthday.
She made all of that stuff.
You are kidding me. Your mom made all of this.
This is
not
all
on her birthday, right?
This is all her recipes.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't worked with me since 5 years ago. Okay. 5-6 years ago. So she just aged out, and now I've got a full crew.
And the restaurant?
We opened that 17 days before COVID.
Oh.
And it was a blessing in disguise. Okay, I didn't know anything about the seafood market. I didn't know anything about a restaurant either. So I pulled the trigger on it, and it was a blessing in disguise. They closed us down, and we were able to regroup the kitchen. My boys these guys have been with me a long time. They're great kids. They fish all the time. They hunt all the time. But I got a really, really, really good crew now in the kitchen.
And Tim, how's the restaurant business going?
Going great now.
Is it really?
Yeah,
okay.
It's going really, really well. If you get the right people in place, it's really good. You get a good following. They've got great product to work with. We buy as much local as we possibly can. So With that being said, sometimes you have to go and buy wholesale fish. You know, it's just the nature of the business. You know, halibut we don't have down here, so we have halibut, we have Chilean sea bass. You know, our tunas. Most of our tunas are coming out of Costa Rica, Panama,
Wow.
down in that area. Then we have.
So say if they're coming out of Costa Rica, and you go, okay, we have fresh fish coming out of Costa Rica.
Right.
How long does it take to get?
So they'll come in and they'll package. Boat will come in today. They'll package everything, package everything up. The boat comes in. Generally, it leaves within 1 to 2 days. It's flown into Miami, goes through USDA, FDA, and then it goes to the big houses. The brokers pick it up at that point. So I've got a guy that calls me every morning at 6 o'clock and says, "This is what's in Miami today." And they're generally there in Miami. I mean, he's from this area, but he'll go, "Okay, I got a truck in Miami. What do you want today?" They picked up from Miami last night. They picked up tuna, mahi, and Chilean sea bass for me. If you were here a little earlier, you would have seen the boxes that they come in.
Wow.
So what they do is they put them in styrofoam boxes inside a cardboard box, iced down, flown directly into Miami, and from there it gets distributed out across the country, basically. You know, yeah, it's
Well,
pretty crazy.
I hear that you're going to do something special. You're going to take us around
Yeah.
the shop and show
we
us the restaurant, what you guys do.
Yep.
It's going to be a treat for me and
Good.
everybody who's watching that has never been behind the scenes. So
Sounds
thank
good.
you. Let's go.
Let's do it. So Tony, let me tell you something about how we do something a little different than most of your fish markets. So if you notice, none of our fish are stacked on top of each other. They're laying next to each other on the ice. If you go into a fish market and you see a lot of fish stacked on top of each other, it's a protein, so they start to degrade. They start to break themselves down. So if you take a piece of fish and you lay it on top of another piece of fish, it will actually start to brown itself, actually start to cook it like, okay? So it starts to degrade. When we first opened up 19 years ago, folks would come in and say, "Well, is that all you got?" And I'd say, "Well, no, I got plenty." "Well, where is it?" Well, the longer you keep the fish on the bone, the fresher the fish is.
The longer you keep the fish on the bone,
The fresher that fish will stay.
Okay.
So we've gotten to the point now where Jordan is my main guy. He cuts.
Hey Jordan, how's it going?
Good, and yourself?
Perfect.
He does most of the fish cutting for us. We have another boy here, Owen, that does a lot. They just switch days that they work, and so when we don't stack it up, when I didn't have it all stacked up like most markets do, people come in and think, "Well, that's all the fish you have." No, that's all the fish I'm displaying because I don't want it to degrade. And the longer it stays on the bone, the fresher the fish is. Cut you anything you want. We're like a fish butcher shop. So if a gentleman comes in and says, "You know, I really want a big piece of grouper, you know, thick," and we don't have it cut, okay, Jordan will go back there, or Owen will go back there
Very cool.
and cut the fish for him.
Okay.
So we have that a lot. We have a lot of people that come in and go, "You know, can you cut me something?" Sure, we'll cut it for you.
Very.
Tony, this is actually behind the scenes. This is what a lot of people don't see. What the guys.
Hey, do I need any special qualifications to be back here, or?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
We have everything closed and covered up. This is where all the guys do all the preparing of getting the fish ready for the customer. So the doors slide. We wrap everything individually for the customer when they want it.
What do we got going on here?
Those are Havarti dill salmon burgers with our
Salmon burgers.
with our back of frost salmon out of Scotland. We're direct with this company. We fly in about 1,000 pounds a week of salmon for this store, the restaurant, and my other store in the villages.
Unbelievable.
So that's a really good recipe. It's Havarti dill, Havarti cheese, dill. It's got a little egg and a little bit of breadcrumb to hold them together. People love them. They're really good. It's got a little red onion in it.
How long did it take you to do that kind of pattern that you're doing there?
Don't take too long, just a couple minutes here. Our prep guy Enrique makes them, so yeah, he's real quick with it.
Oh wow, very cool.
So we everything is weighed, of course, and priced out. The main thing is I don't know if you've noticed, there's hardly any fish smell when you walked in the door.
No kidding. I was going to say that.
Yeah,
I didn't. And why is that?
It's mainly the way we do our fish and the way the boys keep the place clean. You know, it's a cleaning, it's a constant clean. If you're not cleaning all the time, then you'll get a really rancid smell, and you can't have that with a cafe built into your fish market.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yes.
And Tim, I'm just noticing
Yeah.
like all these fillets right here.
Yeah.
So how long will these fillets stay good once you cut them up like that?
Once they're cut up, you've got probably, honestly, you've got about 3 days, but we don't do that. We cut as we go. So those fillets will be gone by the end of the day.
Like somebody's already ordered those fillets? Or?
No, we just know how much.
How many? Okay.
Yeah, after 19 years, we know how much we're going to be moving.
So there's not any time you're calling all your friends up going, come down here and buy a fillet from me?
No, exactly.
Okay.
So it's, you know, we cut there again. That's why we don't stack it. We
Sure.
cut it. We cut as we go. So it just makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot fresher. That way, you know, we do have backup in the back. Like we're at a dead time right now. It's 2:30, so it's slow. Come 5 o'clock, this case will change probably 3 times, 4 times on Friday and Saturday. It's constant. Replenishing.
I bet.
And so that's you know, it's more work for everybody, but it keeps the fish fresher. It keeps the customers more happy. You know, and that's what you want. You want to take home. I want them to take home what I would eat. You know,
Very good.
That's kind of why I started. This is
What is this?
This is our cut room.
So this is where the fish is? Okay.
Yeah, we cut all of our fish here.
Okay.
We have a 2-bowl sink here just for them. I put that in here for them so that when they clean, we do a lot of whole fish for customers. We do a lot of whole fish for the restaurant. People want a whole red snapper fried or grilled or whatever. We do that. We clean it back here so that we can keep all of the fish behind the restaurant and out of the market. So it smells so much fresher and so much cleaner.
Very. Hey, and Tim, sorry that I'm just going to ask stupid
ask
questions. Hey, so somebody catches a red snapper out here and they don't know how to fillet it. Would you do it for them or no?
We can. We can, and we do. They have to take it all with them when they go. You know, the fishing industry is very regulated, so it's we do cut fish for customers. You know, we don't get a lot of that here because most of the customers are on the coast, and they get them cut over there.
Okay.
You know, this is just a prep area. We just finished just recently. There was a big ice bin here, and we ended up needing the space, and we needing the ice. So we ended up building this area here for Enrique. He's my head prep cook.
Hey, Enrique.
Hello.
What we did is when we built out our new unit here, I needed the walk-in cooler outside because I needed the space. And that's a 10 by 20 walk-in cooler, and I've outgrown it in less than a year. This is something that we just put in. This is an ice house that we built out of a walk-in freezer, and we bought an Arctic temp made right here in Longwood. It's 4,500 pounds of cracked ice a day.
4,500 pounds. It makes 4,500 pounds of ice a day.
A day.
Oh my!
And I believe Arctic Temp's making up to a 10,000 pound
Look
machine.
at that! You need that much ice.
Yeah, when our fishermen go out, or when we get in a lot of fish, we repack everything, and I'll show you that inside the walk-in cooler. That the ice machine, Tony, just the ice machine head alone was $25,000.
$25,000
Worth every penny.
Really?
Yes, it has saved me approximately $400 a month in electricity. The ice machines I was using was a head unit. It was a Hoshizaki. Everybody knows that's in the business. I had an 860 chunklet machine. When I switched to this machine, my electric bill went down $400. It only runs twice a week usually.
And you were saying that it's saved you with the fishermen too?
What we do is we make sure our fishermen have plenty of ice. So when they come and they say, hey, I'm going fishing in the next 3 days, they come in those blue vats right there. They'll load blue vats like that up with ice to take with them. I want them to have as much ice as possible.
So I'm learning so much from you, but so a fisherman, you have your own fishermen.
We do.
So they come here, instead of buying ice, you'll give them the ice to, so is it the deal is all the fish they carry, you'll buy theirs?
I'll buy their fish from them.
Okay. No matter how much they catch that day?
Yeah, that used to be where I couldn't do that, and I've gotten to the point now where I'm taking everything I can get.
Wow.
So between the 2 stores and the restaurant, we have, and God blessed us. We've been really busy.
I'm glad you said that, because that's how I feel too.
Yeah,
God blesses us.
He put me in this area.
I believe that. Yeah.
It's been a really good thing.
So is kind of coming from the repping business, but is it that way with the fishermen? Do you guys have like a love-hate relationship where almost where they could go to somebody else and sell their fish too? So we gotta all make each other happy.
Yes. And the thing is that and it's getting better. But I always felt like the fishermen were always not paid what they should be paid.
Was this when you were a fisherman? You thought that way, or?
No, and even when I started, it was, a guy would bring in 800 pounds of kingfish, and the broker or the house would go, well, today we're only giving $1.10 a pound, and yesterday it was $1.70 a pound, and it's $2 a pound, and it fluctuates, and it does. It's just like any commodity out there. But it was always like, for me it was, I needed that fresh Florida fish out of the water, fished yesterday and today, brought to me. That's the fish I want. I try not to buy the stuff coming into Miami because of the fact that it's got 3 to 4 or 5 days on it already.
Well, you're like on a ticking time bomb.
I am.
As soon as that fish is caught, it's like,
and that's why I want to give them as much ice as they want. I want to give them all the ice that they need, because of the fact that if they have enough ice, they keep that fish out of the water on the ice. And as soon as it gets on that ice, it stops degrading. As soon as that fish comes out and he lays on the deck for an hour, and I can't remember exactly who it was, whether it was John Hopkins or one of the universities, and did a study on sushi grade, how quick a fish degrades out of sushi, out of where you can eat it raw, and how long you can keep the fish on the bone. So I read that, and just to give the guys ice, just to help them out, if they got to buy ice, I mean, everybody knows,
right,
it's expensive.
And Tim, are you always looking for more fishermen, or do you have enough?
No.
You don't have enough fishermen?
No, and it's regulations that so many fishermen have gotten out because it's too hard to make, like a bottom fisherman. He can't catch shallow water species grouper in the Atlantic right now, and he can't catch red snapper in the Atlantic right now. Well, that leaves him very little to catch. I mean, he's got to go out deep, and out of Daytona and out of Cape Canaveral, you're looking between 40 and 70 miles to catch the deep water species of grouper. You're still not allowed to catch red snapper at all. So until they release that ban on snapper, I've lost several guys because they just can't afford to do it. Now they do it, and it's more like, okay, well, I'm going to take the family out, go fishing. They still have all their permits, which they have to have. We have to do our trip tickets. We have to do everything above board so that, it's legit, and we know where our fishery's at. Right. We got to know where our fishery's at.
How many fishermen do you have right now?
I've got, I'm running 4 offshore guys right now, and then 2 guys that fish inside for like the sheep's head, the flounders, the black drum, all the inside stuff.
Okay.
So
what are the fish that that are locally caught here? What are those?
Well, we got cobia. We get the cobias. We get the triple tails. We get the groupers species. We get red snappers. We get hogfish, black drum, triggerfish. I can't get enough triggerfish.
Wow.
Just, you know, all the local species that we have. Sheep's head.
Wow.
I mean, it's just,
and then you're pulling from other places.
Other places in the state.
Okay, great.
So Steenhatchee being one, Crystal River being another. Steenhatchee.
Steenhatchee?
Steenhatchee.
I thought it was Steinhatchee.
No, well, you know, a lot of people say Steenhatchee.
Steenhatchee.
But it's, I say it's Steinhatchee.
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 So, yeah, I've been getting a lot of feedback from people who are viewing me going, you just can't say this. So I'm hoping for an expert like you to help this phonics.
You gotta get up there to Steinhatchee and ask them guys. You know?
Yeah, there's like a gazillion times. So well, show me some.
Tony, this hold on, boys, come here. Don't
Hey, boys, come on, you guys all got to get on camera here.
This is Chef Dave and Chef Benny.
Hey guys. Hey, you guys might be cooking us something a little bit later.
Sounds good.
And who's this down here?
That's Manny.
Hey, Manny. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys.
This is Sean. He's on the fish market side.
Hey, Sean.
And
oh my!
With a black belly.
What is that?
It's a gag grouper. They call them black bellies when their bellies turn like that.
Hey, your finger's in his eye.
That's how he told me.
Oh my God! How much does that guy weigh?
He's pumping 28, 30 pounds.
And you don't really have to tell me this, and you can tell me I'm being too nosy, but say I caught that, what does that bring me?
Well, if you fillet it out?
No. If I just catch it and I'm one of your guys.
That's about almost a $200 fish. That's on the wholesale side. Now when you fillet it out,
my God.
he's only going to yield about 46% meat.
46%.
Right, off that fish. That's what drives it. That's what drives the price up on.
Oh my! How cool would that be to catch a fish that big?
Yeah, would that be nice?
Oh my!
We like to do that all day long. Come on in.
Okay. And this is the walk-in freezer.
This is a walk-in cooler.
Walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to that fish. When was he caught? Like
every day. Yeah.
Huh?
About yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. So he's in here, and people will be eating that today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because he won't last any longer than.
Oh no, he'll last. That fish will last approximately. Tell you the truth, 2 weeks.
On ice.
Yeah.
On ice.
We get him.
And not touching another fish.
Right. Well, he can. He can because he's whole. If you look, you got anything stacked head to head, George? So this is how you. Rishi doesn't use his hands now, friends, but they're right in your hand.
So you know what's in every one of these?
He does.
Oh, he does. Okay.
He packs it all.
So what are we looking for now?
These are reds. We're just going to show you how they're packed. So this is how they're packed.
Fishermen?
This is how we pack them.
Oh, okay.
Fishermen pack them this way also.
Okay.
But these are packed head to tail, and you can see down in here.
Head to tail?
Yeah, there's
and the reason?
Another fish. One for room. The other is for keeping them cold. Belly down because they're all gutted, so that they drain. They're constantly draining, and they're getting all their discretion off of them, so it keeps them fresher longer.
Okay, I know there's no question whatsoever. I'm not a fisherman. Okay, by the questions I ask. But
come on, Enrique. What you need? Potatoes?
We're right in the way of Enrique. God, who caught those? Now that was a catch.
Idaho.
Idaho caught them, huh? Okay, so they're catching the fish and they're cleaning them.
They got them.
Oh, they got them.
They got them.
Okay.
So
they got them before they freeze them.
They're not frozen. They're just on ice. So they're at 32, but they're not frozen.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
And you don't want them to freeze them because once you freeze them, then you have. And they do a lot of that. They do a lot of whole fish freeze. But the problem is once you call it slacking them out, once you slack them out, you got to get rid of him because he won't hold.
Do what?
These oysters are out of Apalachicola, Youngstown area.
Apalachicola.
Those are actually Maryland oysters right now.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, we're not able to get a lot of Appalachian oysters anymore. Just,
really?
Yeah, water quality and problem with oysters.
Okay, so what? Just so you know, and everybody knows this already, Apalachicola is one of my favorite places.
Yeah,
Those people are really cool. Met some cool fishermen out there, and they were fishing shrimp.
Actually, yeah, they do. I buy all my shrimp from there. I'll show you.
Really?
There. Yeah.
So I interviewed some a guy named Possum. He might have caught your shrimp.
He could have. If Possum's listening, I need hoppers. They are.
What are these?
These are Cedar Key clams.
And they came from Cedar Key?
Cedar Key, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was there too.
They're raised out in the ocean.
Okay.
That's the way they do clams now.
Okay.
This give me that premier box. These are our pinks, our Key West pinks. We get them.
Oh my!
They're Florida premiers.
And they come from?
They come from down south, they say Key West, the Key West pinks, but they're really caught all in the southern Gulf all the way to Bay Campeche.
Man, those things are huge.
I think they're 10, 15.
Now, when people say that, because I was with somebody else and they were calling that 10 or 15, what is it, 10 or 15?
That's a jumbo. They'll call that a jumbo shrimp.
Okay.
So that's 10 or 15 pieces per pound.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought that was. Okay.
This is the walk-in freezer that we built along with the...
Where's your jacket? Put your jacket on. You're gonna catch cold, man.
I'm used to it. I've been in there a couple hours a day.
These guys are tough.
Hey Tony, let me get my guys to cook you up a red snapper. You and Lori sit down and have a red snapper done by Chef Dave and Chef Benny.
Absolutely. Let's go. I can't wait to see this.
Okay. So Tony, I'm thinking this one here for you and Lori would probably be a nice fish.
Nice.
We'll take this one here. And it's an American red. This one is out of Steenhatchee.
Steenhatchee.
And this is the way they do.
Poor guy.
The way they do this on the West Coast is this is all done by quota. In other words, the fisherman that caught this fish has to have quota in order to keep it. So this fish is, we'll say he's 2 pounds approximately. He had to have 2 pounds of quota to keep that fish.
So that particular fish right there, will that make enough fillets for how many people?
About 4.
For 4 people?
Yeah.
So then you'll, like, 2 of them is ours, and then you'll sell the other 2 fillets?
Yeah, we'll cut it and see. See how hungry you are.
Okay, what do you have now?
This is a triple tail. It's this one's coming out of South America because legally in Florida we got these, but legally in Florida it's a game fish. We can't commercially fish them because there's just not enough of them. But you can
call what?
A triple tail.
Triple tail.
Yeah, the reason they call it that is because it makes it look like they got 3 tails. But it is one of the best eating fish. All it eats is shrimp and crabs, so it's got a really sweet meat. I'll show you what the meat looks like.
And how heavy is that?
This one's probably about a 10, 12 pound fish.
Can you pretty much be spot on the weights?
Yeah.
Well, you could work for a carnival and like guess people's weights?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because all we do all day when we get a big boat that comes in, we got to grab the fish and we have a container we weigh them in. So we throw a 5 pounder in there, a 10 pounder, and then we get used to it. We see the scale go up.
Oh, I see. And basically you do the same exact...
Yeah, most fish is the same exact cuts on all of them. Yeah.
So once you know how to do that...
Yeah, you can basically do anything.
Hey, and I'm not going to put my finger in it, but so So you get a fish and you just cut it right there and get all the innards out of it?
Yeah, you cut it right where the butt is, and you cut up and you go past the sternum, and then you just pull the guts out, and then you can leave the gills in there. You see how the gills are bright red? That means it's real fresh.
So that's it. As soon as you cut that open and
you just pull the guts out,
and that's good.
Yeah, the fishermen do that on the boat.
So, like, if I'm back home on the lake, and that's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, if you want to keep the fish whole for a while, the best thing to do is just take the guts out and put them surrounded by ice. Just bury them in ice.
Oh, okay. And then you go. You like to start on this top? Or?
Yeah, I do the first initial big cuts on the top side.
Okay. Look at that. That's a lot of meat in there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best eating fish.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a really good eating fish.
All these fish you guys are talking about, I've never even heard of most of them.
This we actually in Cape Canaveral. This is a real popular fish. They actually have a lot of state records out of Cape Canaveral.
Really?
Yeah, they got bigger ones than this in Cape Canaveral.
I just watched a rocket launch.
Yeah.
The other day, yesterday.
Yeah. That's where we go duck hunting over there.
Oh, really? There was a lot of, there was a lot of what do you call it? The patrol.
Yeah. FWC.
Yeah. And they were like, you got to check in right here.
Yep.
You know,
that's they're checking in for them
that
duck hunters.
hunk of meat. Unbelievable.
And these got real thick scales on them, so you gotta have a real sharp knife for these because it's hard to get through that armor scales they got.
And talking about the knives, how do you sharpen the knives?
We have like an electric sharpener that we pass the knives through. It's got 3 different stages. It's got a real coarse stage, and then the next one's a little bit finer, and then the last one's finer. We sharpen our knives about twice a day, all of our knives.
Wow. That's a mean looking fish there.
Yeah, they're fun, man.
I can't believe that. Is this a good size?
That's a trophy triple tail right there.
No way.
If you were here in
really?
Florida, that's a trophy for somebody like that. Even a good fisherman, that's a trophy size right there. But
have you ever caught one of these?
Yeah, I've caught them a little bit bigger than this, not too much bigger. But I know guys that have caught some monster 20-pounders out of Cape Canaveral.
Really? Yeah. Look at that. And now, bones in that too? Or?
Yeah, these got actually less bones than the snappers and the grouper do. They got 1, 2, 3, 4 bones.
Oh, okay. That's
pull
it.
them out the same way. And I can actually keep the collars on these because.
What were you saying? Keep the what?
The collars. Yeah, that's what we call the meat right behind the gills. The best thing to do with these actually is.
Ouch.
The best thing is you scale the skin. Get all the scales off, you clip the fins, and then you just deep fry the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And you eat it like a chicken wing.
Do you really?
Yeah, and it's actually the meat on any fish on the collar and on the cheeks, if they have a cheek on them, that's the sweetest meat on the fish. It's actually the best tasting meat.
You're kidding.
Yeah. We get a lot of customers that they call our orders in, they're like, hey, can you save us some grouper collars or some snapper collars, and we'll save them for them.
Man, that grouper, that's a strange looking fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I saw my first grouper the other day, and I was just like, man, that's a strange looking fish.
Yeah, it is. They live in rocks, so they gotta be real plated up.
And do people eat the gills at all and stuff like that, or no?
No, mainly the collars, the fillet, the actual meat, and then a lot of people cook the heads down either on the grill or in the oven, or they boil them. And you actually get a lot of meat in the head. There's some right here on the shoulder. There's a lot of fish that have cheek meat in them.
That's not meat right there?
That is a little bit of meat, but it's nothing you can really do with it because, it's just gives you a little sliver.
Oh, okay.
And it gives you a little bit of, you got skin underneath it, so there ain't much to do with it. But that's about it. There ain't much left on it.
It's just strange that you don't do anything with that but throw it away.
Yeah, we have so much fish that if we tried to do something with it, it'd be a full-time job.
Right.
We fill up about 4 of these freaking barrels a day.
Unbelievable. Well, great job. Well, thanks so much again for showing us what you're doing.
No problem.
You do an awesome job.
Thank you.
Tony?
Yeah?
I'm going to bring these back to our chefs, and they're going to blacken these and give you some sides with it, and you guys can enjoy fresh Florida red snapper, done Lighthouse style.
Yum.
Chef Dave, I'm gonna turn this over to you. Dave's gonna blacken it. Benny's gonna make us some hush puppies.
Nice.
Coleslaw.
I don't mean to get in the way here.
We're not busy yet.
Yeah, I bet you there's times back here. Hey, do I need a hairnet or anything?
No, you should be okay.
Okay. Okay, so we got some butter in there?
Yes, sir. We're gonna blacken it with a little butter and then blacken the season. That's it.
Yep, just blacken it up for me, Dave.
What, 2 sides of it?
Corey, you want... That's all she wants. Hush puppies, coleslaw.
One side.
Oh, man. Look at you. I thought you just threw the filet in there. No way. So how long have you been cooking here?
Here, I'll say about 17, 18 months.
Oh, look at that. What is that?
Mahi.
Mahi?
Yeah, for tacos.
So when you put that in, you just automatically know how long to leave it, or you got a timer, or?
No, I mean, I have an internal timer.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been doing this a while.
I've been cooking for 21 years, yeah. This is like my first real seafood place, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know how to cook fish, though, but yeah, just get the pan a little bit smoky and then let it blacken itself. This is so thin, so it's probably only gonna take about 6-7 minutes. So
6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that, maybe.
And when you're back here, do you ever need to take a break and go back into that ice room back there? And
Oh yeah, especially in the summertime.
Ooh, man, oh
yeah.
man, it's warm back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that looks great. So what's your thing to eat here that you absolutely love cooking yourself?
I mean, everybody always asks me that, and I always draw a blank, but I don't know, to be honest with you, most of the fish we have, you're not going to really be able to find anywhere else. It's really, really premium stuff, so
I can't believe how
can't really go wrong with it. Yeah. It's kind of like pick your poison, like what you like, and go with it.
Oh my. I don't know. I feel sorry for the people that are watching this and having to like look at this and go, "Are you kidding me? That looks great!
Right.
I can't wait to eat this." Gonna have all kinds of people come over and go, "Oh, fix me what Tony got."
Right. Right here, I'm just making a white wine lemon caper sauce. It's like kind of our house sauce that we do.
Okay.
Got basil, lemon, capers, shallots, garlic, white wine, butter, and a little parsley, salt, pepper.
So are you the head chef here?
Me and both.
You guys share the title?
In a sense, yeah. Well, I'm here the most, but.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
7 days a week?
No, we're only open 5, but I'm
really?
open to close.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, open
Very
to close.
cool. Tacos, huh?
Yes,
Mahi mahi tacos. Man, look at this. This looks amazing. Oh, it smells pretty good. Is this for the 3 of us?
Could be.
Man, oh man.
Get a little bit out of this.
Oh my God. Look at this. Lori?
Perfect. Love it. You have to try
Tim?
some of my hush puppies.
Oh my. And look at these hush puppies.
I know, you have to try some. They're awesome.
Oh my. Oh. And a
And a
nice
beer.
Hey, Bobby.
Can you imagine this was just in the ocean?
I'm doing
Now
good.
it's on our plate.
Ate little chicken. I know, but I can't do it every day, Bobby. No, I get it. I bet you're doing it tonight.
Oh my. I am sorry you have to watch this. If you're ever in the neighborhood,
Lake Mary.
if you're ever in Lake Mary, this is the place to come. Unbelievable. Tim, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Thank
glad
you
you enjoyed
so
it.
much.
Yep.
It is
Those guys are
unbelievable.
amazing back there, that's for sure.
Unbelievable. Great
Thank
job. Thank you so much, buddy,
No problem.
for taking the time.
Thanks for stopping.
We're gonna sit here and eat, have a beer, and fill up our stomachs, and then we're gonna let you get to your busy day.
Sounds good, buddy.
Thank you so
Yep.
much again. We
Thanks for
appreciate
coming
it.
in.
Hey, so you want to give a shout out to anybody?
I'll give a shout out to my girlfriend Casey,
Casey.
and both my parents, my mom and dad.
All right. Well, you've raised a great son, and you have a great boyfriend. So,
Thank you.
Tim,
Nice to meet you, Tony.
nice to meet you. You didn't have to buy us dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Come on.
brother,
Yeah, that
thank
was
you,
good.
man. Well, God bless you,
You
man.
too, buddy.
You
God
know
bless
what?
you.
You're doing an awesome job here.
Thanks, man.
And,
Appreciate
and I appreciate all the time that you spent with me. I
Not a
appreciate
problem. Nice to meet you.
it. And just so you know, any of my viewers that are ever in this area, they've got to come down to the Lighthouse and
There
say
you
hi
go.
to you, okay?
Sounds good,
Thanks,
Tony.
buddy.
Take
Okay.
care.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much. Bye. Hey, Lori, that was such a great time.
It was.
Man, that Tim, he's a great guy.
It is. And are you full?
I'm full.
You're not ready for Dairy Queen or
Oh,
anything?
no, thank you. I'm
Okay.
definitely not
Just-
ready for McDonald's. But I mean, if you guys are ever in the area, you gotta come down here and see him. And I'm not just saying that because he made us dinner just right off the hook.
Right off the
basically.
hook, basically, yep.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Good job.
Thanks.
You guys, come see Tim and the rest of the gang. Peace, hippies.